Hi, my name is Mike Grande, and I am the proud owner of Rockoutloud. Some of the things that are unique about our school is we wanted to create a Disney kind of feel here. So when you walk in, it's all about the music experience, sort of like you would experience in Disney. So you'd walk into a crowd chant, and each one of the rooms have facades that are named after these famous clubs over in whether it's Los Angeles or New York, and we wanted to create that real rock and roll music experience for children who are coming to learn an instrument. So some people have asked me why I wanted to start Rockoutloud. And the reason why I wanted to start Rockoutloud is to use music almost like a tool to build confidence and self-esteem in children. I think that was one of the big things that did it for me as a child when I was growing up learning music. And my why is to use music as a tool. And people often ask me, hey, tell me a little bit about Rockoutloud. And I'd say something like, well, Rockoutloud is a music school, but it's secondary to what we really do here. And they get confused. They're like, what does secondary mean? You're a rock and roll music school. And I say to them, it's simple. We use music as a tool to create confidence. And what we do is we get children at an early age to play on stage to hundreds of kids and family and friends. And they play to 300, 400 people to our shows. And I tell the parent when they go to school and they have to do a book report in front of their class, well, it's so simple because it's like 30 kids and they've built that confidence and they have that self-esteem to go in front of their classroom and just knock it out of the park. And that's what we mean by building confidence and self-esteem through music lessons. Some of the things I'm really proud of with Rockoutloud was I had this concept of building, like I was saying earlier, the Disney world of rock and roll. I wanted to create a facade, and you'll see behind me, that's actually a facade of the Whiskey A Go-Go. And each one of the rooms are different facades of different clubs. So when a kid gets to walk into a teaching room, they're actually walking into the experience. So was able to take that from my mind and create this beautiful place. It's 3,500 square feet. We have 8 teaching rooms with all different facades of different clubs. We have the Bitter End, we have CBGB's, L'Amour's, Stone Pony, and that's what we have over on the East Coast. And then my mind was, well, let's just make a West Coast then. So we did. We did the Whiskey A Go-Go, the Viper Room, the Roxy. And we were able to honor all these great facades with these great clubs growing up back in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. So what was my life like before joining the BAM Squad? So I opened up this beautiful place in November, and I was thinking thousands of people were gonna just rush in and say, I gotta sign up, this is the most incredible space I've ever seen. It's a place where I really want to bring my kids and learn. And you know, we got maybe 15 to 20 students sign up the first month, but I was thinking hundreds of thousands. And then I heard a podcast with Johnny Wilson over at the BAM Squad, and he had a place called Good Time Music, and I was told that he had like 2,500 students. And that just blew my mind. I was looking to get 250, and this guy's 10x'd it to 2,500. And I said, I gotta find out who this Johnny Wilson is. So I tracked him down, I called him up, and I got him on the phone on a Sunday, which I think was Monday. And I said, Johnny, I really gotta bring my school, my studio, my vision to that next level. Can you help me? And he's like, well, we're developing a program. It's the BAM Squad. And after an hour, we really hit it off. And I had my faith in him because I knew he's done it before. And I know with the way I focus on things, I was gonna take whatever he's given me and run with it. So before that happened, we were not in schools, public schools. We were never in public schools. I tried, but I couldn't get there. And just working with Johnny and giving me the strategies, I was able to get into, I think, 11 schools within a matter of 3 months, thanks to following Johnny and the BAM Squad's scripts and the video platform and your structure. And it was all worked out for you. There was really nothing you had to do but just learn it and practice it. So that was great. So one of those frustrations that I really had was trying to get into these public schools. I did it my way, which was, I thought, the only way. You just call up and say, hey, we're a great music school. We got great coaches. We want to get in there and give you these beautiful performances for free. And nobody really cared much about that. We didn't get any phone calls, no responses. So speaking with Johnny, he said, stop what you're doing. Let's just spend a week learning what we're doing because we have to figure out the right way to do it. We've already mapped it out. We've got the script for you. You got to follow it note for note, word for word. And then we're going to show you a video and we're going to give you the 30-minute performance right there and then. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as we did that, we pieced up some media, we put some film together, we created a package, exactly what Johnny said to do, sent it out, and the phone started ringing, and people started to accept us to come in and perform for their kids. It was amazing. So we went from playing in front of no schools to playing in front of, I want to say we topped out at 4,000 kids over the course of those 11 shows, and it was a hit. So I couldn't have done it without the BAM Squad. So people have asked me, what's my favorite aspect about the BAM Squad? I have too many favorite aspects. I can't just give you one. So I'm gonna give you a couple. The first one was just the amount of literature and resources that are available. Whether you're doing Facebook ads or Google ads, you have resources. Whether you're doing the show teams going in front of schools, you have all the resources, and everything's really cut out there for you. It's a no-brainer. You can follow those instructions, and you're immediately going to show signs of success just after you've done it the first time. And he's got, the BAM Squad's got so many resources, like video resources that you can use, advertising resources. And one of the resources that I think are really underrated are Johnny and the gang over at the BAM Squad have created these lesson books, instructional books, whether it's fake books for piano or for guitar, instructional books for guitar, for ukulele, for bass, for drums. It's like everything is there. And Johnny and the BAM Squad were like, listen, use it, print it out. You can rebuild it and create your own brand around it. That's the first thing I did. I took it and I gave it to all my coaches, which was great because I got some buy-in. They were able to contribute to it. They added to it. We branded it. Now we have 2 music instructional books that we use every day to teach. So there's not just one thing that the BAM Squad has done to change things for me and my school. There's just tons of them. So some of the ways I've improved as a business owner, now that I'm with the BAM Squad, I think it's about 6-7 months now, is I really understand, I got a real stronghold of my advertising. My advertising was following, the likes of, business guys that are on YouTube and they're promoting widgets or they're selling something other than a service. But working with Johnny, and I worked with him a lot on this, is we understood that there was the emotion, there was the logic, and then there was the scarcity part of advertising. So I've restructured, reframed my entire advertising platforms to focus on the emotion and then the logic behind it and then the scarcity. Once I did that, I saw people started to sign up quicker. My approach was different. My language was different. I wanted to be, quick and funny sometimes, and I thought that was funny, but when other people read it, I really didn't see it. I think the best way to describe this is it's tough to see the label when you're stuck inside the jar. And Johnny was the guy who was reading me the label. So thank you, Johnny. In the next 5 years, where would I be or where would I like to be? I'll tell you this. I think virtual is the next best thing. I want Rockoutloud to be the home and the core of where you learn face-to-face music lessons, and I want to be able to provide that experience worldwide. So I developed the Rockoutloud Live app to replace Zoom. It's a musical platform, and it's really geared for music educators who really want to learn and teach music with a platform that's made for musicians. So you can upload and search files and sheet music of any band and any song ever written. You can upload PDFs of your own instructional books, which is what I do. I just upload Johnny's books that I've created, and I put them inside of my video, and my student can download it right there. So gone are all the excuses that my mom didn't give me the email or was stuck in spam or I don't have a printer. So I've developed this program where it literally uploads all of the resources that I have, sheet music, Johnny's instructional books, and so on. So I want to take out that Rockoutloud to the Rockoutloud Live experience and bring that Disney World experience to everybody's home virtually. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. So if somebody was on the fence about joining the BAM Squad, what would I tell them? So if you're on the fence about it, I think it probably would be the best thing to do is just learn about the resources and reach out to them, because they're extremely tentative to any questions. They have chats when you log into their site, they have Facebook groups, etc. So if there's anything or any pain point that you're really looking to solve, they're going to solve it. And I'll explain that to them. I'd say something like, if you're on the fence, I'd say, well, you have resources to instructional books. Do you have instructional books for your school? You'd be surprised. Many schools don't have their own instructional books. They'll give you those instructional books for free. What about resources like advertising for Google ads and Facebook ads? Those resources are there as well. Better yet, you can join their Facebook community and you can ask questions all the time. I'm in there all the time, getting feedback, asking questions. You become part of a group of people who are that upper or the topper echelon of music school owners. And you'd want to be that topper echelon. And these are the resources that the BAM Squad provides for all you folks. So I think it's a no-brainer, and it's just so reasonable too at the same time. So to sum up, just to give you some insight of my relationship with Johnny and the BAM Squad, my relationship with Johnny is amazing. I can call him and he'll pick up the phone. We can chat and text. We go back and forth. And I don't think it's for any other reason, is because he's just a great guy. And on top of that, he works and surrounds himself with amazing people. And I'll give you an example. Gabriel. Gabriel's one of the most phenomenal, video editors I've ever worked with. They created a video for me within 30 seconds. It took them a while. It's a 30-second video, but it's just phenomenal. And they have the vision that I have is in their mind. You can ask for something, they'll come back to you knowing what was in your head. And it's amazing how that communication works. And I also think that they're terrific people to work with. They're easygoing. They're not about the money. They're about building your music school. And if there's anything that I can say as a takeaway is Johnny and the BAM Squad gang, they're in it for you. They're not in it for them. And I'm a perfect example of how my business has grown exponentially since working with them in November.